Good morning, everybody. So now we'll be getting started with the first topic in our CA Final FR syllabus, which talks about IND AS 16, property, plant and equipment. Now, before I dive into this particular standard, sir, our FR syllabus, our financial reporting wala paper, no? Okay, it consists entirely of IND AS. It constitutes entirely IND AS. In your CA intermediate stage, you have already studied accounting standards. Yes. Accounting standards are basically local standards issued by our mother body, ICAI. So it's a local standards applicable only to the few selected Indian companies. Now here what we're going to be studying is the international standards, IFRS as we used to say. Yes. So India has not copy pasted IFRS. Meaning we have not taken IFRS and just put it as it is. We say India has converged to IFRS. Converged meaning we have taken IFRS, okay, wherever necessary, we have made some changes to suit our Indian business economic environment. Wherever there is a requirement, we have made some changes and we have given a fancy name called IND AS. Okay, IND AS is basically international standards, okay, which India has kind of made some changes and adopted for our country. Okay, so this is all is a scope of FR syllabus. We only have IND AS and more IND AS. That's all. Okay, if you cover all the IND AS, your syllabus is over. Other than this, there are one or two chota mota topics. Okay, I wouldn't really consider them as topics also for that matter. Okay, 99% of your syllabus will be around IND AS only, and this is the time. I mean, this is a topic which is going to take majority of our time as well. Okay, for the time being, do not worry about which companies has to follow IND AS, or how it's going to be applicable, etc., etc. We will discuss all that also. Okay, why little later. Okay, so many of the FR syllabus or IND AS are connected. So I would like to do the IND AS in a particular order. Hence, first only I'm starting with IND AS 16. Okay, don't worry about its applicability, etc., etc. There are certain limits. Okay, whichever company satisfies those limits, for that straight away IND AS is applicable. That is just faltu things. Few provisions are there. Whichever company satisfies those provision, IND AS is applicable. That's all. Okay, that is a small chota topic which is hardly like you have to remember few provisions, apply it. It's more or less your magabola topic. So I don't want to start that topic initially. I want to start with the major topic itself, which is IND AS 16 called property, plant and equipment. Correspondingly, this standard you learnt it in your CA Inter Accounts as Accounting Standard 10. All of you have covered the syllabus, no? AS 10. Doesn't matter whether you are an CA Inter student or CA IPCC student. Previously, it was called IPCC, I believe. Yes, everybody has covered this topic one way or the other. Okay, that means majority of the things you already know. Okay, yes, AS 10 and IND AS 16 more or less are same, sir, except few things was not there in your inter syllabus, which we'll be studying here. Okay, few additions are there, but whatever the base you have already learned is the same. Okay, so let me do a thing. I will not go directly into the topic. Let me give you a small example. All you have to do is tell me whether it is a property, plant and equipment or not. Okay, basically this is nothing but your fixed asset. Earlier we used to call as fixed assets. Now no more we call it as fixed assets. We call it as property, plant and equipment. For our class purpose, henceforth we will refer it to as PPE. Property, plant and equipment. Okay, fixed assets was the earlier name. Now it is known as property, plant and equipment. So why they changed the name, sir? Many assets, no. Here earlier the name was what? Fixed assets. Now many assets like this table, chair, computers, laptop, etc., etc. Are they really stuck or fixed to the ground? Are they stuck to the ground or are they movable? They are movable, right? Hence they thought the word fixed asset is not doing so much justice. Let's call it as property, plant and equipment. Just a name change. That's all. Okay. All right. Coming back to our example, let me give you a small example. I'll give you a small this thing. All you have to tell me is whether it is a property, plant and equipment or not. That's all is your job. Okay. Let me take someone. Sir, I'm able to see Money over here. So let's say Money became chartered accountant, sir. He cleared his CA examination and he became a chartered accountant. One big round of applause for him. Okay. Let's say he joined a company called Infosys. He cleared his exam and he has joined a company called Infosys. Today is his joining day. So today he went to Infosys ka office. All right. he took his bike and he went to Infosys ka office. In Infosys ka office building, no, he went to the basement, sir. In the basement, he's able to see an ambulance parked. He's able to see an ambulance. Infosys has purchased an ambulance so that if any employees falls sick or something, okay, so that this ambulance will be very, very helpful. Bolke, they have purchased an ambulance. Is this ambulance, let's say Infosys spent about 50 lakh rupees for this ambulance. Is this a property, plant and equipment for Infosys? All you have to tell me is yes or no. That's all. If you're lazy, you can type Y. Y as in yes, N as in no. Go on typing. Let's see, everybody. Let's wake ourselves up. Okay, majority of the answer is yes. Okay, let me move forward then. So Mani saw ambulance and then he proceeded a little further. He's able to see lift. Okay, obviously the building is a tall structure, so there is a lift. So Infosys spent about 5 crore rupees for this lift ka construction or for this lift. So is this lift a property, plant and equipment for Infosys? Y or yes? Y or N? What is it? Someone is saying yes, someone is saying no. So I see yes as a majority answer, so I'll go with majority. Okay, so I'll take yes. Okay. All right, sir. So he went to the lift. Now he reached the receptionist area. Okay. In that receptionist area, there is a TV and a sofa set or some furniture. In the receptionist area, there's some TV and sofa set and all. Later, Mani got to know that Infosys has spent about 1 crore rupees for this fancy TV and sofa set, etc., etc. Okay, this is not used by employees, sir, this furniture. It is in the receptionist area. Okay, visitors will use this. The people who visit the premises, they will use this furniture. So is this a property, plant and equipment for Infosys? Yes or no? Yes, sir. Okay, majority of the answer is yes, so I'll go with that. All right. So later, let's say manager came to pick money since it's first day. So he took the money to his working area. So in the working area, in the working bay, he saw that there is a centralized AC system, air conditioning system, which later he got to know that Infosys has spent 10 crore for this AC. So is this 10 crore AC a property, plant and equipment for Infosys? Yes or no? Majority of them saying again yes. Okay, great. So first day, so Mani was just touring around or looking around the office. He saw that Infosys has a gym room, also a sports room. To employees to use, no, Infosys has constructed a gym so that employees can use. They also have a sports room where they have kept some foosball, table tennis, snooker, etc., etc. Okay, let's say Infosys spent about 1 crore rupees for this particular gym room, sports room, etc., etc. Is this 1 crore a property, plant and equipment for Infosys? Yes or a no? Why or no? Okay, I'm getting mixed answers. Majority of the answers is no, I'm getting. I think actually it's a mix, 50-50. So maybe I'll go with no here. Okay. See, sir, when I talked about lift to, when I talked about furniture, AC and all, I think there was no confusion. Yes or no? Majority of them have already done this. You straight away told it is a property, plant and equipment. Our heart, our mind, our kidney, everything was saying yes, 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 yes. But the moment I brought in this gym room, sports room and all, are you 100% certain or there is some confusion? Are you 100% certain that this is a property, plant and equipment or there's some confusion with respect to these? There's some confusion. Yes or no? Correct? So to sort out these sort of confusions, we have IND AS 16 property, plant and equipment. Okay. A standard necessity is there because these days, no, accounting are not black and white as it used to be, sir. It's a dynamic process, ever evolving. Okay. So there are a lot of areas where extra guidance was required because our golden rules of accounting, our real account, personal account, nominal account and all, no, they are not sufficient in today's environment. You needed extra guidance. So that extra guidance is given in the standards. Okay. Hence, IND AS 16 ka necessity became, or there was a necessary for IND AS 16. Okay. I will not give you the answer for this for the time being. What standards does is, they will not tell this is a fixed asset, this is not a fixed asset. They will not talk about that. They will give a definition. They will say some words. Okay. They will define something. whichever component meets the definition automatically will get classified as a property, plant and equipment. If it doesn't get satisfied, it is not a property, plant and equipment. That's all, as simple as that. Okay, now can we get to the definition aspect of it, everybody? And my pace of the class is okay for everybody? First day, and moreover, we are doing only on a live online mode, so I'm not able to see your visual expressions and etc, etc. So it may take 1 or 2 days for me to set the pace. If you feel I'm going a little faster or a little slow, you can let me know. Okay, so you are my judge there. Okay, because I don't have any students to watch and accordingly change my pace. So is the pace okay for everybody? No problem. No? Everyone's confirmation I need it here, please. All good so far? Okay, that's awesome to hear. Everyone is commenting. Great, sir. Okay, cool. So we'll get to the definition. Okay, once we do the definition, then we can answer this particular. We'll see the right or wrong answer a little later. Sir, property, plant and equipment means, no, it should have 3 features. If you want to call a component as a property, plant and equipment, it should have 3 features. 1, it should be a tangible. It's all there. Just listen to me. Okay, I'll make you underline also where it is there. And all this I brought it in the chart book also. You don't have to write anything. Okay, everything I brought it in here. You'll be given a proper notes, and there's whatever you need to study on examination day. Those contents I've already put it in the chart book. Listen to me. Any short notes if you want to make, you can make it. That's fine. So first, again, coming back, if you want to call a component as a property, plant and equipment, I said, sir, it should satisfy 3 features. 1, it should be a tangible item, meaning tangible asset, or maybe short form I'll write here. 1, it should be a tangible asset. Second, it should be held for use. It should be used, meaning you should hold that property, plant and equipment for a particular usage. That usage could be either in the production of goods, or for rendering a service, or for administrative purpose, or for rental purpose. 1, it should be a tangible asset. 2, you should hold that, it should be held for use, and that usage could either be to produce goods, or rendering service, or administrative purpose, or rental purpose. And this usage, no, it should be for more than one period. More than one period meaning it should be held for more than 12 months. Whichever component satisfies all the 3 features gets called as property, plant and equipment. It's all listed out here for your reference. Okay. Again, all this I've just straight away copied the contents from ICA study material only. Okay. Majority of my material, if you just check, it is study material only. Some few questions I've just added from RTP, MTP. Okay. So that it'll ease up here. Okay. That's all. So if you just refer this, that is good enough. Again, let me repeat that. As I told you, sir, you're paid full fees. So everything we will learn in the class only. I understand that you're a final student, you'll not have much time. What did I say when I started the class? I'll be taking just 30 to 40 minutes of your time you need to spend for revision. So whatever we need to learn, doesn't matter how we need to learn. If we have to learn something conceptually, we learn it conceptually. If it's a provision, if you have to remember it as a memory, we will try to do that inside the class itself. Everything we will learn it in the class. That's the motto in which I conduct my classes, sir. Okay. Fair enough. So that's the reason we'll be repeating things often. We'll be doing a lot of questions for practice, etc., etc. Everything, let's do it here only. So once you go home, you should be like, today's session was fruitful. That's the feeling you should have. Okay. So come back, repeat with me. I know that you're online students. Still, the things you'll remember a lot longer, the more you the more and more you participate. Okay. So what is the property, plant and equipment? What are the 3 features I said? 1, it should be a tangible asset. 2, it should be held for use. That usage could be either to produce goods, or to render a service, or for administrative purpose, or for rental purpose. And the usage should be for more than 12 months or one period. One period here constitutes 12 months. Okay. Let's maybe spend a minute on this. Sir, what is tangible asset according to you? What does tangible asset mean? Tangible asset means something which you can see, touch or feel. Yes, no? So if you want to call it as property, plant and equipment, 1, it should be tangible, meaning you should be able to touch it, feel it, etc., etc. That's 1. Okay. All right. Second one is that particular tangible asset. No, you should be holding it for usage purpose. And what is the usage? Either to produce goods or render a service. Now here, Why am I using this laptop, camera, iPad, mic, TV, etc., etc.? We are an academy, we are providing coaching, no? Why are we using all this laptop, etc., etc.? To provide a coaching service, yes or no? We are not selling you any product. We are using the property, plant and equipment to give a service. So if you are using any an asset to give a service, then it gets classified as a property, plant and equipment. Are we fine? Similarly, why do you think a manufacturing company purchases a machinery? If there's any manufacturing companies like Tata or for that Tata and all, if they buy a machinery, what do you think they will do with the machinery? They will use the machinery to produce some goods. Yes, obviously. So property, plant and equipment are those assets which are held to produce some goods. That is also acceptable. Okay. Third one is, if you're not using it for these two purposes, at least you should use it for administrative purposes. Now think, we are a coaching class. So obviously in the class we will have an AC installed. Now these days every academy has class has AC, no, because students want AC only. Yeah, because obviously the climatic conditions of even Bangalore has changed a lot. Okay, I'm not talking about Chennai. Chennai has always been little hot and humid. At least Bangalore climate was little better. Now it is kind of, that is also drastic. I mean, slowly changing. Okay, so if I installed AC in classroom, so obviously we conduct the classes in classroom itself. So that AC is used to render a service. I'm using that AC to render a service. Suppose the same AC I install in a receptionist area. I've installed a AC in the receptionist area because obviously academy means they will not be just students and teachers. No. Academy means we need other people also to assist or to run this business. We will have calling staff, we'll have admin guys, operation guys, marketing guys. Like this, many people will be there to run the academy also. Yes. What if I install a AC in the receptionist area? Is it a property, plant and equipment? If I install AC in the receptionist area, I'm not conducting class in receptionist area. Is it still a property, plant and equipment? Yes, because they are necessary for what purpose? Administrative purpose. If this administrative word, if it was not used in the standard, no, almost majority, I would say 90% of the assets which companies own, no, would have not be classified as property, plant and equipment. Majority of the asset will not become property, plant and equipment. Majority of them become PPE only because of this administrative. Because no, the assets that you use to give goods and service will be less in number. There'll be a lot of assets which we use it for your administrative purposes only. Hence, they brought in this word called fixed assets are those assets which are also used for administrative purposes. Okay, everybody? Any confusion? Okay, so in my example, the AC installed in receptionist area is also a property, plant and equipment because it is used for administrative purposes. Okay. The last usage defined is rental purposes. You know, our parents and all, our parents or that generation before ka favorite investment is what? Don't tell me stock. Stock, cryptocurrency and all is our thing. Okay. So our parents and all, majority they invested where? They used to buy land, building, etc., etc. Yes, no, that was their favorite thing. Gold and land basically. Okay. Why do you think anybody purchased land, building and all? You know, they used to say, I mean, if you ask them why you purchase land or building and all, they used to give a common dialogue, which is what? I'll get rental income out of it. If I purchase some building, I'll get some rental income out of it. Or if I'll buy the land at 1 lakh today, tomorrow its price may become 2 lakh rupees. That time I will sell and I will make money. So if you have purchased any property, plant and equipment with the intention to earn either a rental income or for that matter, capital appreciation, you have bought an asset so that its value will increase in future. For that purpose, if you have bought any asset, that is also considered as a property, plant and equipment feature itself. Don't worry too much about this rental purpose for the time being. We have a separate standard called IND AS 40 called investment property. There we'll be covering this in detail, how the accounting treatment works, etc., etc. Okay. So these are the 4 acceptable purposes of property, plant and equipment. Okay. Lastly, that property, plant and equipment should be held by the entity for more than 12 months. It should hold that asset for more than 12 months. If all the 3 features are satisfied, then a component gets classified as a property, plant and equipment. So these are three features of PP. Can I proceed, guys? No worries, no? I know that majority of you already have studied this in your accounting standard 10 also. It is the same, but there may be some of them who would have already forgotten. So I just want to cover them in same detail. But I do understand. Some of you have recently purchased class from me. More or less same thing I would have said. So yeah, I understand that. But just bear with me for some time. Okay, let them also. We need to make sure that everyone understands in the same pace, no? So that's the reason I'm just going a little slow and probably a little more detail. Okay, great. So this is the PPE definition. This is first. So if you want to call a component as PP, these three features should be satisfied. But if you want to show that PP in your balance sheet, if you want to show the same property, plant and equipment in balance sheet, there are two recognition criteria. Two more recognition, other than these three features, it should satisfy two more recognition criteria. What is those? One is FEB. FEB as in future economic benefits. Another one is cost measurement. FEB and cost measurement. Meaning, due to that asset, entity should get some FEB. It's all there over here. Okay, guys? Recognition criteria, future economic benefits. So, due to that property, plant and equipment, entity should get some benefit. Now, why do you think we have purchased laptop and all? So that we'll be conducting the classes. Obviously, for a coaching academy, more and more classes they conduct, more and more revenue they will get. Yes or no? Meaning, from that property, plant and equipment, entity should be getting some benefits. It's not necessary that immediately entity should get the benefits. If entity feels in future, currently they are not getting benefits, but in future if they get the benefits, that is also acceptable. Okay, it's not necessary that immediately you should get the benefits. In future if you are expecting that entity will get the benefits, that is also good enough. But you should get some benefits. And do not necessarily think benefits means increase in revenue. No. If you are able to generate more sales from property, plant and equipment, that is also benefit. If there is any reduction in cost, that is also benefit. If you are getting any indirect benefits, that is also benefits. So benefit is a larger word. Okay, don't connect benefits as just a revenue. No. There are indirect benefits are also considered for these purposes. Are we fine? The last one is cost measurement. How much you spent to buy or to construct that property, plant and equipment, that cost you should be able to tell properly. Okay, so if all these 5 features are satisfied, then property, plant and equipment will be shown in your balance sheet. Okay, guys. Any problem, guys? No, sir. Okay, let's recap it again. What did we learn? 3 definition of property, plant and equipment and 2 recognition criteria. So if you want to call a component as a property, plant and equipment, okay, 3 definition features. What are those? 1, it should be a tangible asset, meaning you should be able to touch or feel or see them. And that asset should be held for use. What are the acceptable usage purposes? Either to produce goods or to render a service or administrative purpose or rental purpose. 3, you should hold that property, plant and equipment for more than 1 period, meaning for more than 12 months. So this is the definition of PP. Just with the definition, can you show PP in balance sheet? No. There are 2 more recognition criteria to be satisfied. What are the 2 recognition criteria, sir? FEB, as in future economic benefits, meaning due to that property, plant and equipment, entity should get some benefits. And second, cost of that PP, you should be able to tell accurately or correctly or reliably. Okay, so the day these are satisfied, then PP gets reflected in balance sheet. Okay, now definition and recognition criteria clear for everybody? No confusion, anyone? No. Okay, let me give you another small example. Now this time around, you will give me the answer keeping definition and recognition criteria in mind. Keeping that in mind, I want you to answer this. Okay. Excuse me. Sir, BCCI has a player called Virat Kohli. Yes, no. All right. Let's say Virat Kohli got a bidding of, let's say, 20 crore rupees. RCB, Royal Challengers Bengaluru, Ee sala cup nammade, that we've been telling for 12 years, but or maybe more than that. Not once also we have got the cup. Maybe next time we will get it. Okay. So let's say Kohli, RCB bid around 20 crore rupees for Kohli, sir. BCCI got excited. You know why they got excited? Or do you know what they want to do? Now, BCCI wants to show Virat Kohli as a property, plant and equipment in their balance sheet for 20 crore rupees. Okay? Because Kohli got a bid of 20 crores, so BCCI wants to show this as a fixed asset in their balance sheet. Is this possible? That is the question. Can you tell me the answer? Is Kohli a property, plant and equipment for BCCI? Or for that matter, is Ronaldo a fixed asset for that team? Or Messi, Ronaldo, Messi, Ratan Tata, Mukesh Ambani, human beings and all, can you show it as a fixed asset is the question that I'm trying to put it across. Yes or no? Everyone answer. Someone is saying yes. Someone is saying no. Someone who said yes, Papa, I think he correlated with all the definition. Okay, so again, let's go back to revisit the definition. What is the definition of PP and recognition criteria said? One, it should be a tangible asset. So obviously, I can see Virat Kohli. I don't know about you. Okay, can we see Virat Kohli? Yes. So is it a tangible asset? Yes. Second one, held for use. Now BCCI is using Kohli to give a cricketing service. Yes, no, cricketing is a service that you're providing to the nation. So obviously BCCI, with the help of Kohli, is providing cricketing service. That means that service wala criteria is getting satisfied. Third one, it should be held for more than one period, meaning more than 12 months. Obviously, Kohli has been playing for some time. And BCCI expects that another at least 5 years to Virat Kohli definitely will be in the team. After that, he may retire. But at least next 5 years, he'll be there. That means third criteria also satisfied. More than one period. Then recognition criteria is FEB. FEB is your future economic benefits. Obviously, due to Kohli, you're getting tremendous benefit. Yes, no, guy is playing amazingly. So obviously, due to that brand image, the cricketing image and body ka image, BCCI image is drastically improving. So obviously, there is a benefit. Cost can be measured reliably. BCCI also pays money to Kohli. So cost can be measured reliably. All the criteria is getting satisfied, no sir. Why majority of you are telling no? Just now I told the criteria. Looks like this case is satisfying all the criteria. The correct answer is still no. It is not a property, plant and equipment. Can anyone tell me why it is not a property, plant and equipment? He cannot be owned by the company. Priyadarshini is saying no control. Hey, Priyadarshini, you are my inter student, Amma. You came from inter to final. We have no control. Majority of saying no control. Perfect. Yes. So Kohli is not a property, plant and equipment in BCCI books because it is not an asset, sir. It fails asset ka definition. Human beings are not asset because assets, human beings fail what criteria? They fail asset ka criteria. Asset means something which you can control. Asset means something which is within our control from which we will get all the benefits. Or maybe I'll write like this. Asset means something which is within our control from which we will get all the substantial benefits and also restrict others from getting the benefits. Meaning, if let's say I have 500 rupees ka Gandhi note with me. I have 500 rupees ka Gandhi note with me in my purse. Okay. Is it my asset? Yes, because I have control over it. Yes, because using that 500 rupees, I can buy something. I can donate to somebody. Yes, I can do whatever I want with that 500 rupees. So it is totally within my control. Similarly, can I also restrict you from taking that 500 rupees? 500 rupees I have in my pocket. Can I prevent you from taking it? Yes. So asset means that. Asset means something which is within your control from which you will get all the substantial benefits and restrict others from getting the benefits. Can BCCI control Virat Kohli? Can tomorrow BCCI tell you become left-handed bowler, spin bowler you become macha? You're talking too much. So you are best suited for wicket-keeper role or you're best suited for left-handed spinner role. Can BCCI tell Virat Kohli to do like that? No. And if tomorrow, if Virat Kohli wants to retire, can he retire? Yes. So human beings are not property, plant and equipment because companies cannot control them. Okay. Since you cannot control them, it fails the asset criteria itself. Okay. So hence, Kohli is not a property, plant and equipment in, or for that matter, any human beings are not a property, plant and equipment. Is the criteria clear, guys? Those of you who said yes, are we fine with that now? Yes. Okay. Now, so if human beings are not assets, sir, what about plants, animals and all, sir? Yes, they can be your property, plant and equipment. We'll come to that. Okay. You're thinking on the right lines, but we will come to that. Okay. All right. Now we have covered only two things. One is the definition and another one is a recognition criteria. Okay. Now, just now I said maybe I'll continue with this. Just now we said what? Human beings are not property, plant and equipment. What about plants? Or maybe before that, I'll just go for a small exception. These two are connected. Okay. I just do this and then come back to this. So this particular standard, IND AS 16, no, it does not apply to few things. This particular standard, for few things, it will not be applicable. One is, if you have any property, plant and equipment, which is classified as held for sale. If you have not yet sold, you have a property, plant and equipment, you're planning to sell it. Not yet sold, you're planning to sell it. That planning to sell assets, we call it as held for sale. So if you have any property, plant and equipment which you are planning to sell or which is held for sale, then IND AS 16 ka standard will not be applicable. Why, sir? There is a separate standard called IND AS 105 for it. So that standard gives you a detailed treatment what you need to do. Hence, this standard is excluding this component. Okay, sir. Second one is biological assets. Sir, biological assets means living plants and animals. Living plants and animals, we call it as biological assets. Biological assets also, IND AS 16 is not applicable. So just now you told human beings are not assets, but plants and animals are assets. Yes, they are assets. But for biological assets, no, there is a separate standard called IND AS 41 on agriculture. So that standard gives a specific treatment about this. That's the reason it is excluded from IND AS 16 ka purview. Okay, it is an asset, but not how to recognize that asset, what to do with that asset and all. IND AS 16 doesn't talk about it. IND AS 41 talks about it, called agriculture. That also is there in our syllabus. We will get to that. Okay, but there is an exception. Biological assets, IND AS 16 is not applicable except bearer plant. So what does this line mean? Exception of exception is what? Applicability. Meaning for bearer plant, IND AS 16 very much applies. For other biological assets, IND AS 16 does not apply. Let me repeat that. For biological assets, or rather for bearer plant, IND AS 16 very much applies. For other assets, for other biological assets, IND AS 16 does not apply. We have another standard called IND AS 41 that gets triggered. Okay, so what is this bearer plant? That is my next topic only. Okay, we'll talk about it. Fine. So far, good, everybody? All right. And then if you have any exploration assets like coal mine, gold mine, etc., etc., even for those assets, IND AS 16 are not applicable because there is a separate standard called IND AS 106 that gets triggered. Again, let's go back again. For three things, IND AS 16 is not applicable. What are those, sir? Again, one is for, first one, what I said, those property, plant and equipment which are held for sale. Have you already sold it? No. You are planning to sell it. If you have any property, plant and equipment held for sale, IND AS 16 does not apply. Why? IND AS 105 is there. That's the reason this standard is not applicable. Second one, for biological assets, IND AS 16 does not apply. All biological assets? No. For bearer plant, IND AS 16 applies. For other biological assets, IND AS 16 does not apply. Third one is your exploration assets like your coal mine, gold mine, mineral ores, etc., etc. For that also, it's out of scope of IND AS 16. Okay. All right. Now the next question revolving in our mind is, so what is this bearer plant, sir? Biological assets, we got it. Biological asset is nothing but your living plants and living animals. Plants and animals we're talking about, that we call it as biological assets. Now what is this BP, sir? Bearer plant. Not your blood pressure, cholesterol and all. BP here stands for bearer plant. Sir, bearer plant means it is a plant, or rather it is a living plant which satisfies three criteria. Any living plant which satisfies three criteria, we call it as bearer plant. One, that plant must be used in the production or supply of agricultural produce. That plant must be used in the production or supply of agricultural produce. Two, it must bear the produce for more than 12 months. Three, it has a remote likelihood of being sold as agricultural produce except for incidental scrap sales. Three criteria. Went in or full bouncer? Went in full bouncer. Nothing we understood, sir. Okay, no problem. Let's take a small example. Partial bouncer sound is saying. Okay, no problem. Okay, let's try to solve that partial bouncer wala problem now. Let's say there is a particular farmer, no? He is growing mango tree. He's put in mango seeds. From that mango seeds, he has already gotten mango tree. Okay. All right. Now let's test whether this mango tree is a BP. BP as in bearer plant or not. Okay. What is the first condition for bearer plant, sir? It must be this bearer plant, no, should be used in the production or a supply of agricultural produce. That bearer plant should get you some agricultural produce. So tell me, sir, that farmer from this mango tree, what does he get? What does the farmer get from this mango tree? Obviously, he gets mangoes. Yes or no? Okay. Is mangoes a factory product or is it an agricultural produce? These mangoes, is it produced in factory or it's an agricultural produce? It's an agri produce. Yes. Okay. So is first criteria getting satisfied then? First criteria was what? That plant, using that plant, you should be able to get some agricultural produce. So from this mango tree, are you getting mangoes? Yes. Is mango an agri produce? Yes. So first criteria is getting satisfied. So let's move on. Second criteria says it should bear the produce for more than 12 months. Meaning, now this farmer who has planted this mango tree, from this mango tree, he will get the mangoes only 1 year or for more than 1 year. This mango tree will produce mangoes only for 1 year or more than 1 year. Obviously, apple tree, mango tree and all, once you plant, they will produce or you will be able to get the mangoes for more than 1 year, maybe 5 years, 10 years, I'm not sure, but definitely more than 1 year. Yes or no? That is what second criteria is saying. From this mango tree, meaning from this bearer plant, you should get the produce for more than 1 year. Second criteria. It is expected to bear the produce for more than one period, as in 12 months. So is second condition getting satisfied for this mango tree? Yes. The third criteria, last criteria, I'll repeat that once again. It's a fancy word, easy only. They put across fancy word, that's all. It has a remote likelihood of being sold as agricultural produce except for incidental scrap sale. Now, what does this mean, or this criteria talking about is, let's say, sir, this farmer, you know what he does? Every year, he will plant the mango tree. Okay, every year he will put the mango seeds. It will get it will sprout into mango tree. From that mango tree, you know what he does? He will get mangoes and he will sell those mangoes. The mangoes that he got from mango tree, he will sell it. Once he plucked all those mangoes, you know what he does? He will cut this mango tree and sell it to the timber industry. His business is, he will pluck the mangoes, sell the mangoes. After he has plucked or removed all the mangoes, he'll cut the tree also every year. He will cut the tree and sell that tree to the timber industry. That is his business. Is this mango tree a bearer plant? Sir, bearer plant, remember, for bearer plant, IND AS 16 applies. That means indirectly you're treating bearer plant as what? Property, plant and equipment. You're treating this bearer plant as a property, plant and equipment, meaning fixed assets. Will any company sell their fixed assets every day? Every year, will they sell their fixed assets? Now we purchase laptop. Every year we'll go on selling laptops. Huh? Will we use the laptop or will we sell the laptop? You tell me, what do we do? Property, plant and equipment are not meant for selling. They are meant for what? Using. Okay. But in this example, what is the farmer doing? Is he using the bearer plant or is he selling the plant? In this example, He's selling. So tell me, is this a fixed asset? If he's doing this, is it a fixed asset? No, that is what condition is telling. It has a remote likelihood of being sold, meaning this farmer should only sell mangoes. The produce that you get from bearer plant, only that should be sold. Tree as such should not be sold. If you are selling tree also, it is not a bearer plant. Okay, if you are selling tree also in your normal course of business, that means something which you sell as a routine business, that we call it as what? Inventory. Fair enough. That is what the third criteria is trying to say. This particular tree, no, you should not sell it routinely or as part of your ordinary business. Clear, sir, everybody? Okay, let me modify this example. This farmer, he will only sell mangoes. Every year, he will pluck the mangoes and he will only sell the mangoes. He will not sell the tree. He will take as much action to protect the tree. Now tell me, is this mango tree a bearer plant? He will only sell mangoes and he will protect the tree. He will not sell the tree. Is it a bearer plant in that case? Yes. That is what they said by remote likelihood. Remote likelihood means very less chance. Very less chance of what? The tree being sold. Yes. So that means that tree should never be sold, sir. No. You can sell it when? As part of scrap. Sir, I purchased a laptop. Will laptop come forever? Will laptop last forever? No, it may last for 4 years, 5 years, whatever. Yes, no. Suppose I feel for my line of business, I can use laptop for 4 years only. After that, technology changes. So that RAM capacity, hard disk capacity will not serve my line of business. So after 5 years, what I have to do now? I will replace old laptop with new laptop. Yes, no, because old one is not working for my purpose. That is what they say. So if the tree has become sick, suppose in this example, suppose a mango tree, in the 3rd year it became sick. It is giving weird color mangoes. It is giving black color mangoes, sir. Full black. Okay, nobody is buying it. Now what do you think that farmer will do? He will still protect that tree. No. What will he do? He will cut off that tree and plant a new mango seed and try to cultivate a new one. Yes or no? So this old mango tree, he will sell because it has become scrap. Yes. As part of scrap, you can sell it. But routinely, you should not sell it. So that particular component which satisfies all the 3 criteria becomes your bearer plant. Now BP, is it clear for everyone? Someone who said partial bouncer and all that. Is that bouncer sorted? Are we able to duck it or hook it? Whatever. Yes, got it. Again, all right. So everything we have to remember, because you're gone those days, sir, where you had to, like they used to give your numerical questions. Now these days, the testing is more towards the case study questions. They will give you a practical examples. They will ask you whether there is a bearer plant. 1. And 2, they will ask you the treatment. So now you need to know the provisions also. So that way, IND AS to study is very exciting. Because not much things. It's all case study based. This company did this, what to do. Company wants to do that. Is it right? Like these. So it's become more case study based. Science to teach also it is nice. To study also I feel it is nice. You tell me at the end of the day how it went. Okay. So again, let's have a quick recap again. What is a bearer plant again, sir? Bearer plant is a living plant which satisfies 3 criteria. What are those 3 criteria? 1, it should be used in the production or supply of agricultural produce. 2, it must bear the produce, meaning you should get the produce for more than 1 period, as in 12 months. 3, you should not sell that bearer plant routinely. That means you can never sell it. No, you can sell it only as part of scrap sale. Okay, routinely do not sell it. As a scrap, sell it. All the 3 criteria satisfied means it is a bearer plant. And if it is a bearer plant, you tell me, sir, which standard applies? Which standard applies? IND AS 41 or IND AS 16? Give me the answer. Let's see. IND AS 16. Okay, this will be your MCQ based question. Remember on the first day I discussed? Okay, 30% of your paper is MCQ driven. Like this, they will construct some case study and tell you which standard applies, what you will do. Okay, so that means for case studies, we don't have to do extra preparation, or for MCQs, we don't have to do extra preparation. All we need to do is conceptually, we should be clear and we should remember. As long as that is happening, almost every full 100 marks easily will be an easy sale basically. Okay, awesome. That's all. Everyone is saying IND AS 16. Awesome, great answers. Good. So that means, can I move on to the next aspect? Do you have any doubts? please do not hesitate if you have any doubts. You're paid full fees. You have full rights to ask the doubt. So far, all good, no? Since I don't have, I have only live online mode, I'll be constantly asking you this question, are things fine and all. I want your response also. Okay. So that's the only way I can assess myself as to how is the class going. So please be kind enough to respond to that. Yeah. All right. Fine, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, thus they're saying clear. Awesome. Okay, great. Then I shall move on to the next question. Sir, we have another maybe 3-4 concepts. We'll do off that. Then we will get to the numerical portion. Okay, we have enough number of questions also. I think we have more than 20 questions also. We'll get to that. A little bit of theory also. First, we'll finish off. Then we can take up few questions in one go. Okay. Next part. Spare parts. Standby equipments. All right. Let me give you a small example. So there is a company, let's say A Limited. They have purchased or they have imported a plant and machinery from Japan. There is a particular company. They have purchased a machinery, not locally. They have purchased it from Japan. Okay. This machinery, no sir, has this machinery. It's a big machinery. It has 100 parts. It has 100 parts. All the parts are assembled and it became one machinery. It has 100 parts. All the parts have got assembled and it has become one huge machinery which the company will use to produce some goods. That is fine. Among this 100 parts, no sir, 3 parts are very critical. There are 3 critical or very, very important parts. Okay. And our Japanese vendor or Japanese companies have clearly told that this is a critical part. I need at least 1 month to supply you this product. Meaning, if these 3 parts, if they get damaged, or corrupted or whatever, then we'll have to buy this part again from the Japanese company. And that Japanese company is telling, I need 1 month to supply this critical parts. Okay, because it takes time for me to produce those parts. Now, what do you think this company will do now? What do you think this company will do? If this parts breaks down, it will affect A Limited ka production in a big way. Yes or no? So that means what do you think this company will do? They will keep spare parts. Yes or no? They will keep these parts, some extra they will keep just to be on the safer side. Because we can't wait 1 month and all, no. All right. So this company, has kept spare parts. 1 or 2 extra quantities of these three parts, they've kept it as spare just in case. Okay. Now the question is, this spare parts which this company has purchased, is it a property, plant and equipment? Got the question? Okay. This spare parts which the company has purchased, is it a property, plant and equipment? So what do you think? If you have got the question, tell me the answer. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No, sir. No, sir. What, sir? So, okay, majority of you are telling yes. Yes. Now, just don't blindly say yes. I already told you what, sir? If you want to show something in property, plant and equipment in balance sheet, there are 2 what? Recognition criteria. Test your memory again. What are the 2 recognition criteria? FEB and cost measurement. Meaning, if this spare parts, if they meet RC, if recognition criteria is met, FEB and cost measurement, if they met, then it is a property, plant and equipment. Okay. All right. Obviously, you think practically, sir. What do you think happens practically? Due to the spare parts, obviously, why do you think company will buy the spare parts? Because they see some benefits. Yes or no? Benefits, I told you, do not necessarily link it with revenue. Okay. Indirect benefits are also considered. So obviously, the recognition criteria will be satisfied. Practically, I'm talking about. Yes or no? So the spare part also will be classified as a property, plant and equipment. Yes. In fact, all the 5 criteria should be satisfied, to be honest. Okay. Because if you want to show PPE in balance sheet, first it has to be PPE. For it to be PPE, there are 3 definitions. So though the standard says if recognition criteria is satisfied, classified as PPE, indirectly we know that not 2 conditions, but 5 conditions has to be satisfied. Because for it to be PPE, there has to be 3 features. Okay. So, but in our standard clearly says that if recognition criteria is satisfied, then you go and satisfy it as a property, plant and equipment. But indirectly, all the 5 criteria of PPE has to be satisfied. So if it fails, what to do? then there is a specific clarification that classify this as an inventory. If recognition criteria is not satisfied, then classify it as an inventory. If it is inventory, what will happen, sir? There is an inventory standard, IND AS2, that will get triggered. Let's not go there for the time being. We are right now restricting ourselves only to IND AS16. Any problem, anybody? No. Good, huh? Sir, I understood spare parts, sir. What is the standby equipment? Sir, we are a coaching academy now. Obviously, we are dependent on power. We need electricity to conduct our classes. No? And we know our government. Yes, no. Sometimes they feel they want us to be in the dark. They want to enjoy the moonlit atmosphere. So sometimes they cut the power. Okay. Suppose early morning they cut the power. Can I conduct the class? No, we need electricity to conduct it. So that means what do you think we will do? We will have generators, etc., etc., inverters, etc., etc. Yes, no? They are purchased. So those we call it as standby equipments. If you have any inverters or generators, etc., etc., they are known as standby equipments. Or standby, you got the meaning of standby equipments, everybody? Basically generators, inverters. Are generators or the standby equipments, are they also property, plant and equipment? Are they also property, plant and equipment? Yes, provided what? 5 features are satisfied. 3 definition features, 2 recognition criteria. Okay. If they are also satisfied, then also they'll be considered as a property, plant and equipment. So they are not used, no, sir. Yes, they are not used currently. But if power goes, I will definitely be using them. Yes or no? So yes, they are also necessary for your administration purposes. They may not be used for rendering services in the current year, but they are necessary for administration purpose, because if they are not there, it will affect your business in a big way. So hence they'll be considered as an administrative purpose usage, and still it will be classified as a property, plant and equipment itself. Any doubts, sir, or I'll move on? That's all it is. That's all about this part. Move on to the next concept. Yes. Next is cost of day-to-day servicing. Sir, if you have any property, plant and equipment, so suppose you have a bike. Sir, bike means you will give it for service, no? If you have a bike or car, you will give it for service once in maybe 3 months or 6 months. That means there will be some service cost or repair cost. What do you do with those routine repair costs, sir? The routine repairs that you will incur, what will you do with that? Will you capitalize it as a property, plant and equipment? Will you show it as property, plant and equipment, or that expense will you transfer to P&L? Those routine expenses and all will be transferred off to P&L account. We don't call it as P&L account anymore, because P&L account, will we prepare P&L in an account format anymore, or you have already done Schedule 3 of Companies Act? How do you prepare P&L now? As an account or as a statement? We prepare P&L as a statement now, yes or no? So hence P&L we call it as, henceforth they refer it as statement of profit or loss, or for our class purpose we'll call it as SPL. Okay, statement of profit or loss, or you can also call it as, some books will also call it as simply P or L. Okay, we'll refer it to as these words. Okay, so basically this routine repairs and all, no, they don't give you some extra benefits. They are just incurred to maintain the benefits. Okay, hence as a thumb rule, this routine repairs and all will be transferred off to your SPL. That's all about this concept. Alright, sir, we want to do problems, sir. We are getting to the problem side. 1 or 2 more concepts, then we will go definitely into the problems. We are getting there. I can understand. Accounts become exciting when we take up problems, yes or no? Yeah. But we also need to know provisions case. Without provisions, no, straight away if you go into the problems, it will not serve you the purpose. Then it will be like doing the things by heart, in a mugging up way. We don't want to mug up. First we will learn, understand the provision with an example or whatever, then we will apply it. This way what happens, we'll be able to remember the provisions also for a long duration, and our preparation or preparedness also will increase. Okay, so this approach may take a little extra time, but I think considering the pattern of exam and our CA exams and all, I think this will help you much better. Okay, that's the reason our class duration may be a little bit on the higher side. Okay, everyone fine with this approach, right? We'll take it a little slow. We'll catch up, don't worry. Once we understood everything, we can catch up with the problem. Once we get to the problems, we will try to catch up there. Okay, next is replacement parts. Replacement parts. Now, what is this? Let's again maybe learn it with the help of a small example itself. So let's say there is a company A Limited again. They purchased an electric car, sir. They purchased an electric car. Okay. Now, one of the main features of electric car is what? Other than it doesn't emit and all. No, the main mudda of electric car is the battery. Yes, no? Yes. All right. Let's say this particular electric car, no, has a battery, and battery ka useful life is 5 years. Meaning every 5 years you need to replace the battery of this electric car. Okay. Let's say that battery, roughly it costs about 5 lakh rupees. Every 5 years you need to replace the battery, and battery roughly costs about 5 lakh rupees. Let's say the total car ka cost was 20 lakh rupees. This company has purchased an electric car. The total cost they have spent to buy this electric car is 20 lakh. In this 20 lakh, 5 lakh is towards battery only. That means there will be others. Yes or no? Towards others, how much is the cost, sir? In this 20 lakh, if 5 lakh is towards battery, then others will be 15 lakh. Okay. Now, car as such, we feel the car will last for, let's say, 10 years. Car as such will last for 10 years. Battery only will last for 5 years. This is an example. Any confusion in the example, anybody? Easy? Okay. Now, what do you think this company has to do at the beginning of year 6? At year 6 beginning, what should this company do? Can you help me out? What should this company do? Should they have to sell this car? Has the car broken down? No. Car will generally come for how many years? 10 years. Okay. But at the beginning of year 6 or at the end of year 5, company has to do one thing. What is that? The battery will be worn out. Yes or no? Because battery ka expected life is only 5 years. Okay. So that means they have to replace the batteries. That is what they need to do. Okay. So that's what they have to do. Replace the batteries. Now, yes, that is what we're talking about here in this concept as replacement parts. You're not replacing the whole asset. You're replacing some part of an asset. Some part of an asset has broken down or whatever reason, it is not working, and you're replacing the old part with the new part. That is a concept we are learning. Let me extend this example slightly. Okay. Let's not take this scenario. We thought battery will come for 5 years. When we bought the car, we thought this battery will last for 5 years. Look at our vastu, our bad luck. Okay. At year 3 beginning itself, the battery, it broke down. The battery, the old battery, the existing battery, it stopped working. We thought it will come for 5 years, but second year end or third year beginning itself, this battery stopped working. Okay. So if it stopped working, I can't stop using the car. So what we have to do now? We have to buy a new battery. Let's say we spent about 5 lakh rupees to buy a new battery. Can you tell me what you should do for this 5 lakh rupees? Or I'll only give you the choice. This 5 lakh rupees the company has spent to buy or to replace the battery. Should it be added to the cost of property, plant and equipment, meaning car? Should it be added to the car cost, or should it go to profit or loss? Can I call it? I'll be calling it as SPL, statement of P&L. Tell me which one. Is it a PPE or SPL? Which option you would like to choose? Add it to the cost of the car or transfer this expenditure to P&L account? PP, absolutely. Yes. Again, obviously, sir, you think if you want to add something as PP, there are 5 features. More importantly, recognition criteria. What are the 2 recognition criteria? FEB and cost measurement. Don't you think from this new battery, the company will get future economic benefits? Okay. Don't you think from this battery, the company will get future economic benefits? Yes. And this benefit will last only for 1 year or more than 1 year. Once you buy a new battery, will you get the benefit only for 1 year or more than 1 year? More than 1 year. Yes or no? That means what? All the 5 features of property, plant and equipment. Is it not getting satisfied? This new battery, all the 5 features that is getting satisfied. So hence this new battery car replacement cost or this new battery car cost will be added to property, plant and equipment only. Okay. Any problem, anybody? Any confusion in this first treatment? I want everyone to respond. No confusion, right? No. Okay, great. Yes, this you know of. So one treatment we already got. So if you have replaced any part, generally those 5 features will be satisfied. If it doesn't satisfy, transfer to P&L. But in most of the cases, the new replacement parts and all, they will satisfy PPE ka definition as well as they will satisfy recognition criteria. Hence, you will add it to the cost of property, plant and equipment. I am not interested in that, sir. I am interested in the second leg of this. I'm interested in the second leg. Sir, what is the second leg? Okay. Sir, car means they will have 2 batteries or only 1 battery. There's a car, right? Car will have 2 batteries or only 1 battery. Hey, somebody saying 2. Hey, no, 1 battery. Yes, I'm not talking about, okay, some cars may have 2 batteries. Okay. Or maybe I'll tell like this. Let me rephrase this way because I'm also not too well versed in this automobile functioning and all. Okay. So let me put it across this. The car will use both old battery and a new battery. Both old and a new battery will be inside the car or only one type of battery will be there. At year 3, year 3 mein, you will have old battery and a new battery in the car or only one is there. Only one is there, which is what? New battery. Yes or no? Old battery will be removed and that will be replaced with a new battery. That's what the company has done. Yes? Okay. Now think on these lines. Is old battery there in the car or it's been removed? It's been removed. So if you have any carrying amount of the old battery, if you having any carrying amount or the book value of old battery, if it is still remaining, that we say we have to de-recognize. De-recognize meaning we have to cancel or take it off from the books. Understood this, everybody? Since old battery is removed from the car, the book value of the old battery also should be removed from the books. That is what we need to do. And this, okay, this is what the replacement, whenever a part gets replaced, this thing you need to keep in mind. Old part ka cost you, carrying amount you remove, new part ka cost you add. So how will we find out, sir, carrying amount of the old battery? You can find out. See here, that's the reason I gave you the data. First, everyone understood this. I will work out this. How to find out carrying amount? I'll work it out using this example. But this aspect, is it clear for everyone? Only 2 simple things. New part ka cost you add. Old part ka carrying amount you remove. That's all. Okay. Now, how to find out the carrying amount of the old part? Check. When you purchase the car, totally how much did you spend? 20 lakh. Of this 20 lakh, how much related to battery? Of this 20 lakh, 5 lakh related to battery. No? That means, what is old battery ka original cost? Old battery. What was the original cost of the old battery? 5 lakh. Did you replace the old battery in the first year itself? Did you replace this old battery in the first year itself? No. When did you replace this? 3rd year beginning. That means for how many years have you used this battery for? How many years have you used this battery for? 2 years. Yes, no? If 2 years, if you have used the battery means, we also should calculate what? Depreciation for 2 years. Okay, let's calculate that. So depreciation. How do you get depreciation? Straight line method. How do you get depreciation under straight line method? The original cost minus salvage value. Let's assume salvage value is 0. Okay. Divided by useful life. Divided by useful life. Now the question for you. Will you take useful life as 10 years or 5 years? Will you take the useful life as 10 years or 5 years? And tell me the answer, let's see. Will you take the useful life as 10 years or 5 years? Car ka life as such as 10 years. But one part of the car, that is battery, that will last only for 5 years. Now tell me, what will you take? Yes, since battery ka life is only 5 years, to calculate battery ka depreciation, we have to take 5 years only as the useful life. Understood, everybody? Sir, that means what, sir? If different parts of an asset have different useful life, you need to calculate depreciation on them separately. I'll repeat that line again. If car here has 2 parts, no? One is battery, one is others. If both these parts have a different useful life, check here, battery ka useful life is 5. Other part ka useful life is 10. If parts have different useful life, you need to calculate a depreciation on them separately. I'm not telling you to account a depreciation separately. To pass journal entry for depreciation, one journal entry, that is fine. Depreciation account debit to car account, one entry for depreciation. But calculation of depreciation has to be done separately for battery, separately for other parts. Why? Because their life is separate. This we call it as component accounting. If you have taken class from me, I had mentioned it to you in CA Inter. And I had also told you that do not worry much about component accounting at interstage. It will come in final. Okay. So this we call it as component accounting, meaning calculating depreciation for each part separately. Understood, everybody? Any problems? Once more, repeat, rinse, repeat. Got it. Okay, they're saying got it. So that means I'll move on. So coming back again, this old battery, to calculate depreciation, you will take only 5 years because battery ka life is only 5 years. So if you do this, 5 lakh is a battery ka cost, salvage value I've assumed it as 0, useful life of is 5 years. If you do this, what are you going to get? You will get depreciation for 1 year. Here, did I use this battery only for 1 year or I have used it for how many years? In my example, I've used this old battery for how many years? 2 years. So if I multiply by 2, I will get accumulated depreciation, can I say? Accumulated depreciation means total depreciation of this battery. Okay, so far good. So how much is this? 2 lakh. This is a 2 lakhs. So what is the carrying amount or book value of old battery now? What is the carrying amount of the old battery? 5 lakh minus 2 lakh. How much is this? 3 lakh rupees. Now you tell me, you told you understood. What should I do for this 3 lakh? What should I do for this 3 lakh? What should I do for this 3 lakh? This is the carrying amount of old battery that I have to derecognize. Derecognize means I have to cancel. Cancel meaning I have to reduce this 3 lakh from my property, plant and equipment ka value. Okay. So how much did you spend to buy a new battery? You replace the new battery by spending 5 lakh. 5 lakh you add it to the cost of PP. But this 3 lakh ka old part, you reduce it from the cost of PP. That is a treatment that you need to follow. That's all. Any confusion? We have problems also on this. Do not worry. I gave you a small example. We'll work out another problem as well with little more data. So far, okay, no? Two things only. New part ka cost add, old part ka carrying amount, if there is any, you reduce it. Done? Okay, they're saying got it. Suppose, let me modify this example just for my satisfaction. Suppose I bought new battery not at year 3 beginning. I bought it at the end of 5th year. Suppose if I modify this example, I replace the battery, but not year 3 beginning, but at the end of 5th year. Then what do you do? 1 second, some doubt has come. So derecognition from PP and show in P&L. Yes, sir. This 3 lakh rupees, where it will go, the question is that 3 lakh will go off to SPL, P&L, correct. This 3 lakh will be derecognized and transferred to P&L account. Basically, SPL account debit to property, plant and equipment. That's the entry you will pass. SPL account debit to property, plant and equipment. That is car, 3 lakh rupees. That's it. Fine now? Hari Garu, Arthamainda. Yes, sir. How many of you from, I think I just ask, or maybe first I'll finish off this question, then we'll take it up maybe. So I'll modify this question. Suppose I replace this battery not at year 3 beginning, but year 5 end. Then what will happen, sir? New battery ka cost is same. New battery ka cost is 5 lakh. What should I do for this 5 lakh, sir? Tell me. What should I do for this 5 lakh? Add it to the cost of car. Yes, no, that there is no doubt. Recognize basically. What about old battery? What about the carrying amount of old battery? What should I do? I have to derecognize. But hang on. Check. Do you have any carrying amount of old battery? What was the original cost of the old battery? 5 lakh. When did I replace this old battery? At the end of 5th year. That means, what is your accumulated depreciation? You bought this battery for 5 lakh. Residual value is 0 divided by useful life. How much was the useful life? 5 years. How many years have I used this battery now? 5 years. That means, what is the accumulated depreciation? 5 lakh. So what is the carrying amount of the old part? 0. Okay. So in this case, derecognizing the old parts is irrelevant because it does not have any carrying amount because it has got fully depreciated. Like that. Now, okay, now. Getting the hang of it, I believe. Yes. Okay, just wait for a few more confirmations. Okay, awesome. Uh, yes, let me pop in this question quickly. How many of you are from Karnataka? I see many online students are attending. How many of you are from Karnataka? Okay, I'm able to see few. How about, okay, I'll just type in where are you guys from? Let me see. Let me see the diversity of the crowd here. Okay, I see one Tamil Nadu. Okay. Vanakkam, Chennai, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Kerala. Okay, that's nice. Basically South. Okay, Tirupur, Tamil Nadu. Oh, majority of you are from Tamil Nadu. Vanakkam, எப்படி இருக்கீங்க? நல்ல போறதா கிளாஸ்? சூப்பர் சார். ஓகே சார். செம்மையா இருக்கா? ஓகேப்பா. Done. Going good. All right. I'm doing good as well. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much for asking. Yes, no. It's always whatever it is, our mother tongue, the connect is on a different way. Correct? No. For somebody from Karnataka, the Kannada is the finishing touch. So Tamil Nadu, Tamil, our mother tongue you can never beat. That English can never catch up with our mother tongue. Yes, no. Wish we could have conduct our classes in mother tongue like the Hindi folks. Yeah. No, it could have been made a lot more interesting. Yeah. Okay. Nonetheless, the crowd is diverse, so I know only Kannada, Tamil, and English, Hindi. So I'm not sure about Malayalam and I mean Telugu. Telugu a little bit I can understand. Okay, no worries, no worries. Nice to see a little bit of diversity in the crowd. Makes the class interesting. So, matlab, okay, some of you are from Bangalore. You don't want to come to face, Ada? Some of you said, from Bangalore only. You don't want to come for face class? You're chill. You want to chill at your place. Huh? Oh, we'll wake up so early and come, sir. That is headache, no? Yeah. All right. No problem. No problem. Okay. Just curious, guys. Just a quick pop-in question. Is morning the most convenient time for you guys? Face to face is available. If you want to come, I'm coming to the academy. You want to come down to the academy? I mean, I'm more than happy. It'll be nice for me also. Because just looking at the camera and speaking for 300 hours, 350 hours, no, is a little boring for me also. Because I enjoy face-to-face classes. Yeah, that's fun. But I can understand with CA final, it's a little difficult to expect face-to-face because you guys have your articleship and blah 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 and all. Yeah, I can understand. But yes, if any of you want to pop in and attend, we're more than happy to accommodate you. That's no problem at all. Come down. Oh, you are in Yelahanka. That travel might be a problem. Okay. No worries. Not a compulsion. Just asking. If you anytime if you feel like coming, you can always drop down. That's no problem. But just do ask. You're working. No worries. No problem. Yes. What is the alternate time? So what about how many of you are doing articleship currently? You have taken a break from your articleship, preparing for your exams. Is 6 morning session the only convenient time? Just asking, not changing anything. This time is perfect, they're saying. Okay, fine. All right. Just asking if evening is also convenient. Yeah, evening, I'm not sure about the logistics. Okay. Morning is best, planning to go for articleship. Oh, okay. Okay, no problem. Then we'll stick to the same thing. 6:15 to 9:30. Extension is possible. 9:45, 10 o'clock, a possibility. Because syllabus is voluminous. If you get a little extra time, we can cut short a few times. I'm just asking. Okay, if it is not convenient, we'll stick to the same time. Extending it up to maybe 9:45 or 10 o'clock on few days. Is that workable? Especially for the articleship students, I'm asking. Yes, sir. But yeah, break I will give you. No problem. Okay. Those of you who are convenient, I don't want you to respond. It's okay. Only those of you who have problems, respond. Those of you who feel it'll be a problem, only those of you respond. Kamesh is saying little difficult, sir. Okay. What is the maximum time you can come up to, sir? Okay. So fine. You can't start a little late and extend later on. Office timing itself is 10 o'clock. Okay, you can't convince your boss little later I'll push and all. 9:30 is enough, sir. They're saying how much will we listen to you talk, sir? Already we got bored. Enough of this, yeah? Okay, no problem. Okay, no worries. We will reassess this. Maybe on some days, if possible, we'll try to take it further. Maybe on Saturday. Saturday is also off for you guys? Or you work? Saturday is off? Off. Okay, maybe on Saturdays we'll try to extend it. That maybe we'll try to see. Or even if you're working, one day, can we extend and see if that is workable? Okay, no problem. I'll let you know on Friday. We'll discuss on this Friday. We'll take a call. Week by week, we'll assess. Okay, if you feel too much work, I can't make it this week, we'll stick to the same timings. or else some Saturdays we'll try to extend by half an hour or so. We'll see what happens. Okay. For now, I'm not planning to take class on Sunday, sir. I'm planning to take only from Monday to Saturday. I'll let you know. Sunday is more like a cushion day. Some Sundays I might take, some Sundays I may not take. I'll let you know. Okay. Fair enough. So that's a cushion. I have that cushion, not you, unfortunately. Okay. All right. So now, one more concept is there. Can I do off that concept and then take a break? Would you be okay with that? Then we'll maybe take up a few questions. Another 15-20 minutes. Can you bear with me? Is that okay? Great. Awesome. All right. So just now we learned the replacement part ka funda. So what is the funda of replacement part? Old part ka carrying amount you derecognize, meaning transfer it off to P&L. New part ka cost you add it to the cost of the original equipment, that is PP. That's all is the funda. That's all they've given over here. Okay. Fair enough. That's all they've given. This is all contents from study material. They write in big way. You don't worry about that. You can simply write short form mein old part carrying amount deduct, new part cost you add. That's all we need to know from this particular concept. That's all. Pet name. This is good enough for us. They'll write in big words. That much we do not have to know. Okay. The next we will move on to the next section. Major inspections or overalls. Inspection charges are called as overalls. To overhaul something means to inspect something. Now, let me give you a small example for this. Maybe we'll take it up here. Example number 4. Example 4. So suppose there is a shipping company. There is a cruise company. Their business is to provide cruise to people, trips. Yeah. So this is a cruise company. So they will take people on a holiday on a boat. That's their business. Wherever, Sri Lanka or some other country, whatever. Both within the country and outside the country ka cruises they undertake. They take people on a holiday destination. Travel planners basically, a traveling company. There's a cruise company. All right. So obviously, since it's a cruise or so they are taking people through ship. So they have purchased their own ship. They purchased a ship, let's say by paying around 500 crore rupees. Okay, they purchased the ship to use to provide this particular service. Now you think about it. Since this particular company is taking people from one country to another, that too on a sea route, is it safe or there is a considerable risk involved? There is a risk involved because obviously you're taking a sea route. Yes or no? So that means government also will be extra cautious. They will put some extra restrictions. Normally for these companies, the companies who are into shipping line, aircraft and all, every year or periodically, they have to conduct something known as major inspections. Because if something goes wrong with the ship, that means thousands of people's life is at stake. Thousands of people may lose their life. So that means there is a stake is pretty high. Hence, these sort of companies, generally they have to undergo a major inspection once in few years, maybe 3 years, 5 years or whatever. That regulation and regulators will impose that. Okay. So got the funda? So this particular ship will be brought back to the dock and it will be thoroughly inspected. This will be not just a minor checkup. This will be a major inspection. Let us say a company spends about 5 crore rupees for this major inspection every 5 years. Every 5 years, this particular cruise company, they have to get their ships inspected, and towards this inspection charges, they pay 5 crore rupees. Now the question to you is, what should I do for this major inspection? Should I add it to the cost of the ship? Should I add these inspection charges to the ship ka cost? Ship is property, plant and equipment for this company. Or should I transfer this expenditure to P&L or SPL? If you have got the answer, got the case study, can you tell me the answer? Perfect. Sir, since this is a major inspection charges, this particular inspection charges will be added to the cost of property, plant and equipment itself. They brought in a rule. They also said that if recognition criteria is met, if inspection charges meets the recognition criteria, add it. What is the recognition criteria again? Future economic benefits and cost measurement. Now, what do you think? If company conducts this major inspection charges, there's no benefit. Obviously, there is a huge benefit. Yes or no? Obviously, they will use this for marketing purposes and all. We take the ship inspection very seriously. We get the ship inspected every few years. Like this, they will use this as a tool to market. And if more and more people come to know about this, that this company is doing an inspection every few years, people also will find it safe to use the services of this company. Yes or no? Because the ship will be safe. So people will feel safe and they will use the services of this cruise company. So what do you think? Because of this expenditure, does the company have FEB? Because of this expenditure, does the company have FEB? Practically, I'm talking about yes. Generally, FEB and cost measurement for this expenditure will be satisfied. Hence, this major inspection charges will be added to the cost of property, plant and equipment itself. Okay, meaning you'll not transfer this to SPL, you'll add it to the cost of PPE itself. Sir, it's a charge, we cannot hold it for 12 months. Somebody is saying, sir, it will not last for more than 12 months. No, person. Check here. Someone said that. Santoshi, check ma. This inspection, are you doing it every year or once in 5 years? This inspection, are you doing every year or once in 5 years? Once in 5 years. That means, is it lasting only for 1 year or 5 years? If you do the inspection now, you'll get the benefit for 5 years. So it is not lasting for 1 year. It is lasting for more than 1 year. Okay. So you got the answer there? Alright. So hence on that ground, still the answer hold goods. PPE only. Got it? Okay. Someone who said another doubt. Hang on. Sir, is every ship mandatory? Then how it is beneficial? Like people will save in all the ship? No, sir. Yes. For all the ship, it is beneficial. But I'm saying, I need not necessarily say, do not link FEB with revenue, sir. Do not link necessarily FEB with revenue. Okay. These are okay. Or if I'm talking about those purposes. Okay. See, if you don't conduct this inspection charges, can this company ever provide this service? Think on those lines. If shipping company says, I will not do this inspection, what will happen? They will not be able to use the ship at all. Yes or no? So is this absolute necessary? Yes. To use the asset, itself, this inspection charges is necessary. Unless you use the asset, will you get the benefit? No. So all the benefits that you're getting the asset also depends on the inspection that you're conducting. So that way, on that grounds, benefit is still there. You can conclude. Fair enough. Is that a reasonable explanation, Hari Garu? Okay, the same Ganesh is saying, got it, macha, move on. Okay, fine, fair enough. So the funda is, again, new inspection charges. Any other doubts, anyone? I'm getting some overlapping messages. If you feel I've not answered your doubt, ask the doubt again, okay? Because sometimes what happens, a few students will put in the doubt simultaneously. So it will overlap. I may not see one of your doubts. If you feel it is unanswered, not that I'm ignoring, it might have got overlap. So post it again, I'll see it and answer. Fine, huh? So now can I move forward? Okay. Sir, it's not tangible item, no, sir. Hi, it's not, yeah, this is not a tangible item, but is it necessary? Sir, one property, plant and equipment means they will have thousands of parts. Is every part tangible? Like, if you're arguing on those lines, there is a computer, there is a laptop. For laptop to function, there will be a software also. Yes, no, you are using Microsoft Excel, you're using Oracle, you're using Zoho, Tally and all. Yes. So to laptop to function, you need software also. Correct? So is software a tangible item? Is software a tangible item? That means you will ask the vendor, oh, how much this software cost? I will eliminate it on. No. So like that. So you can't go for nitty-gritty accountings over here. Okay, everybody. So this inspection charges is related to ship. And it is very much necessary for you to use the ship and get the benefit. Hence, they have given a clear-cut guidelines that this major inspection charges should be added to the cost of the asset. Someone who said that, Sridhar Macha, got it, Ada? Sridhar sir is yet to reply. Yes, sir, he's saying. Okay, sir, thank you. I'll move forward then. Okay, let me continue this. Sir, you have to get inspection charges or every year, how often should you get these inspection charges in my example? 5 years. Suppose there was some problem with the ship. They undertook this inspection charges in 3rd year beginning only. There was a problem in the ship and the authorities recommended that at 3rd year beginning itself, undertake the major inspection charges. Then do you think what will happen? Understood my question? Normally, you have to do it at the end of 5th year, okay? But due to some problems, this particular company, they had to undertake this inspection at year 3 beginning itself. Now, what will happen? Let's say they spent about 5 crore rupees. What will happen to this 5 crore rupees? It will be added to the ship ka cost. That there is no problem. But there is one more leg to it. Can anyone help me with one more leg? What is this? Second part of the chart. What is this? Can anyone help? Treatment is same like replacement cost they're saying. Perfect. When you did a replacement cost, what did you do, sir? New part ka cost you added. Old part ka carrying amount, if it was remaining, what you did? De-recognize. Hence, if you have any carrying amount of old inspection charges, of existing inspection charges, that if you have, what do you have to do for this? This you have to de-recognize. Generally, this is rare because most of the companies do the inspections only every 5 years. And since you do the inspections only in once in 5 years, this 5 crore would have got depreciated over 5 years. So the carrying amount of the old inspection charges would have become 0 generally. Okay. But suppose if there is any carrying amount of the old inspection charges still remaining, rare circumstance, but if it is still remaining, that you have to compulsorily de-recognize. Okay. Got it? Inspection charges also will get depreciated, sir. Someone is asking. Yes. What do you do for inspection charges? You will add it to the cost of ship. Don't you calculate depreciation on ship? Yes. That means this inspection charges also will get depreciated. Sir, how years, sir? How many years, sir? Same. That we will learn it with the help of an example. Or let me give, since you have asked this question, let me just say. Sir, ship ka useful life is 30 years. Assumption. Okay. Ship ka useful life is 30 years. Inspection charges you will have to bear every 30 years or once in 5 years. Inspection you have to do once in 5 years. That means what accounting you have to follow here. Just now I use one keyword. Remember what is a keyword for me there? Repeat that one keyword for me. Component accounting. That means this ship has 2 components here. What are those? One component. Ship ka total cost may be 500 crores. Ship ka total cost may be 500 crores. Out of this 500 crores, how much relates to inspection? 5 crore relates to inspection. And what is the others? Others is 495 crores. This inspection charges, is it required once in 30 years? Ship may last for 30 years. Inspection, can you do it once in 30 years? No. The useful life of this inspection charges is only 5 years. What is the useful life of the others? 30 years. That means 5 crore will be depreciated over 5 years. 495 crores will be depreciated over 30 years. This only we call it as component accounting. That you still have to follow. All that is same. No change. Understood? Can we look at it numerically? One question is there. After that, we will take a break. Unanimously clear? Okay, great. So let's go for the question then. It's a small example. Actually, it's not really a question. It's an example in study material. I've just converted into a question. Here only, below the inspection charges only, you'll be able to see it. There's an example. Let's go through this example and see. A shipping company is required by law to bring all the ships to the dry dock every 5 years for a major inspection. So same as our example. You have to conduct the inspection every 5 years. Overhaul expenditure, as in this inspection charges. At first, there's giving an explanation because there's an example. At first might seem a repair, but it is actually a cost incurred to bring the ship to seaworthy condition. So it is not really a repair. To use the ship itself, you need this. So this is a must. Hence, they brought in that specific rule that this major inspection charges cost should be capitalized. Capitalized as in added to the cost of the property, plant and equipment. This is just an illustration or further clarification they're giving. Let's go into the data now. A ship, their cost is 20 million. Sir, 1 million is 10 lakh. So 20 million, can I say, is 2 crore rupees? 1 million is 10 lakh. So 20 million becomes 2 crores in that ground. Okay. All right. So cost of the ship is 2 crore rupees and the life of the ship is 20 years. Okay. And this major overhaul is required every 5 years. Tell me, sir, the ship has only one component or 2 components here? For calculation of depreciation purpose, we can calculate this as a 1 or 2. two. Why? Or what are those two? What are those two? One is a inspection component. Another one is other component. Inspection component will be depreciated over how many years? 5 years. Other part will be depreciated over 20 years. Like that. Okay. Estimated overall cost is 5 million. Okay, you calculate, sir. Let's see. Total cost of the ship is how much? Total cost of the ship is 20 million or 2 crore rupees. Of this 2 crore, what? Of this 2 crore, or if you want me to represent in million, we can do it in million also. It's fine. So maybe we'll use present it like the way they've given. They've given 20 million. Okay. Total ship cost is 20 million. This 20 million has two parts. 5 million is towards inspection charges and 15 million is towards others. Tell me, help me out. This 5 million you will depreciate, or what will you take as useful life for this 5 million? What will you take as useful life for this 5 million? Perfect. 5 years. What will you take as useful life for this 15 million component? You will take it as 20 years. That means calculate depreciation for me here. How do you calculate depreciation? Cost minus salvage value. Salvage value is not there. We'll take it as 0. 5 million minus 0 divided by 1 or divided by 5 rather. So the depreciation cost related to major inspection charges is 1 million. What about this? 15 million minus 0 divided by 20. So 15 divided by 20 is how much, sir? 15 divided by 20 gives me 0.75 million. That is a depreciation. So the total depreciation is how much? For overall, it is 1 million depreciation charges. For others, it is 0.75 million. So total depreciation every year is 1.75 million. So you can pass one journal entry for depreciation for 1.75 million, but calculation of depreciation has to be done separately. That's what we mean by component accounting. Any confusion? That is what they've done in this table. Check. Overall, they've calculated depreciation of 1. Others, they've calculated 0.75. So the total depreciation is 1.75 every year. Can I move forward, guys? Everybody? Okay. So now, every year you have to do inspection, or once in 5 years? Once 5 years. So the next inspection, can I say, will come in year 6 beginning or at the end of 5th year? Because when you buy the ship, inspection would have already happened. Okay, that would have already gone. Next inspection charges will come at the beginning of year 6 or at the end of year 5. Is my statement right? Is my statement right, everybody? Yes. Okay. They further illustrated this example. At the end of year 5, if inspection charges is 6 million, what you'll do? Again, at year 6, you incurred an inspection charges of 6 million. Can you tell me what will you do? Not this data is happening at the end of year 5 or year 6 ka beginning, or whatever you can take it. Tell me what you have to do for the 6 million, sir. There's a new inspection charge. What will you do? Add it to the cost of the ship. Yes. The new inspection charges you will add. What about the carrying amount of existing inspection charges? That you will de-recognize. Yes or no? Okay. Now let's calculate. Can you tell me what is the carrying amount of the ship at the end of year 5? You bought the ship for how much, sir? You bought the ship for 20 million. Yes, no? That's what they gave here initially. You bought the ship for 20 million. How do you get carrying amount? The original cost minus accumulated depreciation gives you the carrying amount. Yes, no? From the cost, you deduct all the depreciation you have charged so far. You'll get the book value of the asset or carrying amount. Okay. Original cost is 20 million. What is depreciation every year, sir? We have already calculated. For overall, it is 1 million. For others, it is 0.75. Total is 1.75. Sir, total is 1.75. What? Total is 1.75 every year. Yes, no? So we have used this. Now we are at the end of year 5. So that means you already used the ship for 5 years. So what is the accumulated depreciation for 5 years? 1.75 is for 1 year. For 5 years, it will be 8.75. 20 minus 8.75. That means the carrying amount of the ship is 11.25 million. Any problem? Anybody? No. Okay. Now at the end of year 5, you incur new inspection charges. What will you do for that? Add it. So add the new inspection charges. How much new inspection charges you incurred at the end of year 5? They told 6 million. This you add it. So will your carrying amount still be 11.25? No, it will increase by 6 million. There's all one more. If you have any carrying amount of old inspection charges, that you have to reduce or de-recognize. First of all, does old inspection charges have any carrying amount? Does old inspection charges ka carrying amount remaining, or it's fully depreciated? It's fully depreciated. How? Check here. Old inspection charges you incurred 5 million. Its residual value is 0. Life of the inspection charges is only 5 years. If you do this, you will get the depreciation for 1 year. How many years have you used? How many years are already over? 5 years. That means what is the total depreciation? 1 million is a depreciation for 1 year. For 5 years, it will be 5 million. Old inspection charges was also 5 years or 5 million. It has got depreciated also to the extent of 5 million. So what is the carrying amount of the old inspection charges remaining? Nil. Hence, should you have to do anything? No. If this was suppose 1 million by chance, if it was 1 million by chance, then you would have reduced. Okay, if it was. But in this case, it is fully depreciated. Hence, old inspection charges remaining is 0. That means what will be your revised carrying amount of the ship at the end of year 5 or at the beginning of year 6? What will be your revised carrying amount? Existing carrying amount is 11.25. To this, you add 6 million and you reduce 0. How much it will become? 17.25 million will be the cost of the or carrying amount of the ship. Then go on continuing the same activity. That's it. Any doubt? That is what they've given over here as an example. Okay. The revised carrying amount will become 17.25 million. It's all given. You don't have to copy. They've only presented the solution there. I just quickly wrote it for your reference. You need some time or all good? All good? Okay. So can we take about 15 minutes break and resume? Okay. Since I'm a little time pressed, guys, I can't give a break more than 15 minutes. Okay. So let's make do with 10 or 15 minutes break every day. Okay. It's only 3-hour session. No? I think 10 to 15 minutes break should be fine. Yes, no, sir? Okay. So let's come back in 15 minutes, everybody. And one more thing, guys, I'm a little picky on time. This make sure everybody follows this. Okay. If 6:15, if I've told the class starts by 6 o'clock, I'll be here. 6:15 dot, the class will start. Okay. Fair enough. Ending time may be a little dicey. I may extend a little bit. Starting time, I'm very picky. I have not missed my time in the last 5 years of my, I've been in the teaching career for more than 8 years now. But if you just say in the last, I don't remember in the last 2-3 years, never missing a time unless of due to unforeseen circumstance. Kindly make sure that we pay attention to the times because your articleship students, even you need to get back. So let's not delay that. So let's come back exactly in 15 minutes, guys, then. Thank you.